Legacy Maker, the All Sports Network.
One. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to one-on-one at Legacy Maker Sports Network.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for another episode of One-on-One here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. I'm your man, Darrell Owens, and I am excited, y'all. So we are here with episode 91, and we are Championship Sunday in the NFL. Very excited about what is coming ahead today. We will find out who will be heading to the Super Bowl today. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm heading to the Super Bowl, as most of y'all know, myself here in the next couple of next week. I'll be heading to Phoenix next week for Media Week and during Super Bowl week. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to be a fun time. I'm kind of hyped up on that. Got a hopefully getting a chance to meet my guy Leroy Butler. We've been kind of talking, so we'll see how that rolls out. But who's been a guest on this show twice. So we'll see. Now, when we come back, there'll be a special one-on-one kind of breaking down, episode 92 should be which should take place at February 11th. So once I get back from down there, I'm going to do a special one-on-one that kind of shows some of the interviews from that amazing time at the Super Bowl. So that's something I'm very excited about. Now, with all that being said, we're going to get into it today. We got Championship Sunday. We got 4 teams looking to punch their ticket back into the Super Bowl. Now, a lot of these teams have recently been in the Super Bowl or have won a Super Bowl. So let's, looking at that perspective, in the NFC, you got the Eagles taking on the 49ers. The Eagles won the Super Bowl back in 2017, and then the 49ers been to the Super Bowl in 2020. And so, they've been into a couple of NFC championship games. So that's very interesting. Then you flip on the other side, the Chiefs, who defeated the 49ers in that Super Bowl from a couple of years ago in Miami. They're looking to punch a ticket back into the Super Bowl. They lost to the Bucs. So they've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last couple of years. And then you got the Bengals, who were in the Super Bowl last year. So it's somebody's going to get back in there. Obviously, that's been to the Super Bowl recently. Organizations that have been doing really well, and we're going to see them kind of figure that thing all out. So I'm excited, y'all. It's Super Bowl Championship Sunday, heading into Super Bowl weekend here in the next couple of days. So the football season, unfortunately, y'all, is almost over. The Pro Bowl is next week, but that's more of a fun activity now, not the actual game. So we're there. And then the XFL is coming around the corner. So that's something that we may be exploring here on One-on-One. We'll talk about it here on some of the other shows on the network. So with all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started right now. We don't have any finales and stuff just yet, but let's talk about last week. So first, we got our playoff record, and the playoff record heading into or at least after divisional week, or heading into championship weekend or championship day, whatever way you want to call it. 7-3, not too shabby. Went 5-1 in the wild card week, 2-2 in the divisional week. And I remember on the show last week I said there's probably going to be two games that I probably get wrong. And guess what? Those are the 2 games that I got wrong. I should have just stuck to my guns and picked the teams I thought were going to win. No, I had to go and be adventurous and had to go do an apology post to all Eagles fans out there. But yeah, 7-3 last week. Felt really good about it. Felt pretty good about it. It could have been better, should have been better. I should have been 9-1, but look, that's spilt water or spilt milk, whatever you want to call that. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the first game from last week. Kansas City winning 27-20 over the Jacksonville Jaguars, getting a punch in their, I believe it's their third, maybe their fifth straight trip to the AFC Championship game. And that's amazing within itself. They have done nothing but either make the Super Bowl or get to the AFC Championship game, and they are getting ready for their fifth one. Now, this game was a very intriguing game because when you go back and look at it, Kansas City had the kind of had a little bit of control. They were looking pretty good for the most part. Then Jacksonville started to make runs or make a run, and critical mistake. They were driving with a chance, I think, to bring it to within 3. And don't get me wrong on that, but I think they were close to getting it within 3. And then there was a big fumble inside of the 5. A pass from Trevor Lawrence, and he fumbled the football. Kansas City took over. Then Jacksonville still had another chance, and then Trevor Lawrence threw a critical pick. I think he was either drive after that or like the very next Jaguars drive. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. They were able to get another field goal in there to make it a 27-20 victory for Kansas City. So they move on, and we will see Pat Mahomes try to make his third trip to the Super Bowl this weekend. And so congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs as they won their game 27-20. Then in the next contest that night, we had the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Football Giants. My non-smart stuff decided, I'm going with the Giants, man. I just got a vibe. They're doing well. Wrong. You were wrong, sir. And I officially apologize to Eagles fans probably in the second quarter. I'm going to go ahead and extend my hand right now. I'm so sorry to all the Philadelphia Eagles fans that I know. Some really close. My brother. Also, my boy Ty. I could go on and on, but Eagles fans, my boy Warren, I apologize. My fault. I don't know what I was doing. Must have been drinking or something in that range when I made that pick. But with that being said, Eagles dominated, looked great. Jalen Hurts and that Eagles team looked like they were ready to take on the world. Now, Jalen Hurts numbers wise, not pretty. 16 for 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. But what they did overall defensively, they just did a really good job, and they shut down a team that they pretty much have had their number all year. And it's hard to beat a team, ladies and gentlemen. Hard to beat a team 3 times in the year. But they have done it. And so the Eagles move on to the NFC Championship. Then we move to Sunday's matchup. This game was kind of I'm not going to say a head scratcher, but I was a little bit sad that we didn't get a better game out of this one. I really thought this was going to be a quote-unquote slobber knocker. I thought this game was going to be just off the chain all the way through. I thought we were going to get some very, very intense things coming from this contest. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And, we saw a Bengals team go in there, and they punched them in the mouth. It was 21-7 at half. And, Josh Allen made some mistakes. Joe Mixon had a pretty solid game. But I just think Buffalo could never really get it going. And the one thing that I've taken from this season from Buffalo, they miss Brian Daboll. Daboll didn't have a great performance the week before, but he's got a young team that's learning. But you can tell that Josh Allen misses Brian Daboll. It is, to me, evident. And I think that without that comfort of having him there, it showed. And it showed throughout the season, to be honest with you. He made some mistakes that I was like, head scratching here and there. But now for me, I feel like Buffalo's starting to become what the Packers were a couple of years ago. And that's a team that people said, man, they every year they're picked to go to the Super Bowl. They're a favorite every year. But once again, they come up a little short, and they're starting to get that vibe. And I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I picked them in this game because I thought, I wanted to look good, if I had to be real honest with you. I picked them because I was like, look, I want to look good. I picked them at the beginning of the season to go. So by all means, they need to go. But that was not the case. But I knew going into this game that Cincinnati was dangerous. Joe Cool is a different animal. and his confidence level is just different. And he went into that game in Buffalo, and there's not one moment I felt like, oh, he looks nervous. He's not big for the moment. In the snow, in Buffalo, all the elements against you, and you went in there, you perform, you get the win, and Cincinnati is heading back to the AFC Championship, and with a chance to make the Super Bowl once again. The Bengals move on. In the next matchup, we had the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. San Francisco, I'll be honest with you, Dallas should have won this game, or it felt like Dallas was going to win this game at certain points. I thought their defense did a really good job on Brock Purdy. I think they did a good job of keeping him in line to an extent. Yes, 19 for 29, 214 yards, but he didn't do anything to win that game for them. He didn't really do anything to lose it, but I feel like Dallas, their defensive line was giving them pressure, and they kept it close. But Dak Prescott, the interceptions, 2 critical interceptions, cost Dallas, in my opinion, that game. There's other moments as well. It's not all him, but losing Tony Pollard early did not help. Kind of almost like the same injury that Pat Mahomes had, except for at least it looked that way. Pat Mahomes ended up having a high ankle sprain, but I don't know, it's a fibula, tibia, whatever one that's closest. He broke one of those bones in his leg, that Tony Pollard, and bam, just like that. So for me, it felt like Dallas really messed up on an opportunity, because I think they were. At one point I thought they were going to win this game. And I picked San Francisco. Don't get me wrong. Happy San Francisco won. Glad you made me look good. But I really thought Dallas missed out on a huge opportunity, man. Like it was there for the taking. They had San Francisco defensively cornered, and I think they just couldn't pull it off. So unfortunately, Dallas fans are on the couch joining us, Packers fans and Commanders fans and Steelers fans, whatever. You're coming to hang with us here on the couch. But to me, there's a longer issue here. What's going to be the next step for Dallas? You're paying Zeke a ton of money. You're paying Dak a ton of money. And some of the performances, even though you go 12-5 on the season, some of the performances just don't end up lining up. Like, what do they do next for this team? It's going to be a very interesting thing here during the off season, and what the focus is going to be. They've already released 9,000 coaches. I think their running backs coach, Joe Philbin, is gone. There was a couple guys that they released. And we'll just see what happens for Dallas next, and see if they can finally, break the curse and maybe get back to the NFC Championship game. Who knows? We will find out here. But San Francisco, they move on. They're in the better spot. So there we are. That was the recap from last week. And last week's recap was the games last week were, there was only 2 really exciting games. Buffalo and the Bengals weren't good. Eagles and the Giants weren't good. But the first game and the last game were pretty solid games. Even though Dallas lost the way they lost, I felt overall the games were pretty good games. Those 2 anyway. But now we have our championship round set, so we know who's playing. We got a 3:00 game today and a 6:30 game. But before we give predictions for those games, let's give the power rankings, and let's go ahead and finish it up with the finale. It's a short one today. All right, so let's finish up with the finale. First, we're going to do a power ranking for the weekend. So win or go home. This is my power ranking. This is how I feel the teams rank. I know that people are going to be like, you got to be out of your mind. But going into this one, I got the Eagles at 1. I loved their performance from last week. And yes, it was the Giants, but I feel like as an offense, they're clicking. And then everybody's healthy for the most part at the right time. So that's why I kind of gave the Eagles the number 1 spot coming into this weekend. I just think that they're healthy at the right time. Number 2, to me, I went with Pat Mahomes because out of the quarterbacks that are left, he, in my opinion, is the best quarterback. I would have given him the 1 spot, and I had him at the 1 spot last week, and I thought about putting him at 1 spot this week. Only reason why I didn't is because the ankle injury worries me. It worries me just a little bit heading into this weekend. But a friend, a colleague in the industry, Darren Smith, who does the ship out there in the Kansas City area. He is in tune with what's going on out there, and he said that he saw Pat Mahomes walking around doing, still looked like he was in a better spot. So he may be ready to roll, but it's different than when you're out there playing than just walking around. So we'll see what goes down. But for now, I got him at 2. At 3, the San Francisco 49ers. Then this really, they're 3 because of their defense. And they can be really explosive on offense. And I gave Purdy some love for the work that he's been doing there, but their defense is the reason why I put them at 3. Because if they're going to win, their defense is going to be the see all be all, in my opinion. I think you can still get Debo and everybody going to McCaffrey, but I just feel like their defense, if they're going to the Super Bowl, the defense is going to be the reason why they go to the Super Bowl. At 4, I got the Bengals. Yes, people are like, yeah, wait a minute, you were just praising the Bengals. You just gave them all this love. Yes. But the reason why I have them at 4 in this power ranking is probably because of their defense. Their defense is good. Their offense is explosive at times. But this is kind of hard to rank them when you get to this point, because all the teams that are here in the Final Four are good. But if I was ranking the Final Four, this is how I would rank it. The Eagles were the best team, record-wise, along with the Chiefs during the year. But Eagles get the advantage because of how healthy they are, or a little bit of a healthier spot. 2, Chiefs. 3, they were a 2 seed where the 49ers head into this, and the Bengals were a 3 seed. So I guess you can say it's kind of hard, but I will go through that. But you know what? Let's just get to the predictions. I don't want to go too more on that. So we'll swing to the predictions. Predictions. First game, 3:00 today. Just we're only let's see, looking at the time here, we're about 10 minutes away, 10 to 15 minutes away from this contest. And so you'll see the Eagles host the 49ers. This game's going to be a good game. I feel like it could have the same vibe the Dallas game had last week. The only difference is, if you're in San Francisco, the Eagles can capitalize on those plays that, the plays or the turnovers or anything that Dallas didn't get. The Eagles can capitalize on those things. Like, those drives where Dak was driving and he threw the picks. I don't see Jalen Hurts making those mistakes. I don't see the Eagles making those mistakes. And, I've been giving the 49ers love since about probably about like week 5 or 6, because I knew what they had in hand. And they haven't lost a game at this. They won 11 straight games, and maybe 12 now, but at least 10 plus games they have won in a row. This San Francisco team is dangerous. And so for me, yeah, I'm going to get beat up for this, but I am picking the Philadelphia Eagles to win this one. Philly gets the dub, in my opinion. 49er fans will rejoice in knowing that. I had a Eagles fan told me the other day, don't pick us. Man, it's bad when your picks is like, people's like, look, Darrell picked this, go the opposite way. Now, that makes me sad inside, but hey, that's the way it is. I don't know why these teams treat me like this, but so if that's the case, 49ers fans, you're going to the Super Bowl, but I am picking the Eagles. I think the Eagles will get the win. Eagles fans, don't beat me up for this. I truly apologize, but that's who I truly think will win this game, but we shall see. The next matchup, the AFC Championship game, happens at 6:30. We got the Chiefs and the Bengals from Kansas City. This one for me is, the last couple of times has been all Bengals. They won the last 3 matchups, including the AFC Championship last year. This Chiefs team has to, if they got a healthy, Pat Mahomes, it'll be hard to beat them. But we know that the injury is kind of lingering there. And it's going to be tough to win in Arrowhead. But if there's any team that can do it, it's this Cincinnati Bengals team that can beat this Kansas City Chiefs team in Kansas City. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Those are my winners for today. I got a Bengals and Eagles Super Bowl for Super Bowl 57 in Glendale, Arizona. So next week, I feel like these are the 2 teams that I will be covering the Super Bowl, which pretty much may mean that we may get a rematch of Super Bowl was at 54. So, well, I look, but fans, I'm sorry if I gave you the pick of doom here, But for me, I'm going with the Eagles and I'm going with the Bengals. Joe Cool is on a mission. In my opinion, I don't think he liked the taste of losing in the Super Bowl last year. The Eagles have fly high all year. And, sometimes, I feel like they're just the defense will come through in the clutch. I feel like Jalen Hurts is going to take his game to another level. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Eagles and Bengals in the Super Bowl, at least according to myself. We'll see. So hopefully it goes down that way so I don't sound crazy and maybe I get something right and I can head into the Super Bowl with a 9-3 record. I would definitely like to take that. That would make me happy and sad, but we'll see. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you all for tuning in to 101. I know it was a short one today, but we're dwindling down here in the season. So championship weekend, I really do hope y'all get a chance to enjoy the games and really have fun and really embrace them and just enjoy enjoy football while we got it. I mean XFL is coming, but we got to see how that product works out. But very excited to see these last couple of weeks in the season, getting ready for the off season, and man, it's starting to become a little surreal. But anywho, once again, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Truly appreciate it. I want to just let y'all know about everything we got going on here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. You can find us on Facebook and LinkedIn at Legacy Maker Sports Network. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Legacy Maker Sports. And on Twitter, you can find us at Legacy Maker SPN. Our website is www.legacymakersports.com. Just go and peek it and give us a check out. We got some good content on there, shows that we do here on the network, so on and so on. Great articles. Just check us out. Give us a look. See, we're trying to build something here. And once again, we truly appreciate everybody for giving us love and definitely paying attention to us here and there. And all I can say in my mind, big things are coming. I'm very excited. Thank you all for tuning in for episode 91. We'll be back on the 11th for episode 92. We won't be doing one next week because I will be on the road, but we will be back on the 11th to bring you, Super Bowl everything. So once again, thank you all. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the games. Enjoy some football. Spend some time with your family. We will see you all. See you all on the 11th for our ultimate show preview of the Super Bowl prediction. I don't know. I might do it on the 12th, but it's going to be the Super Bowl weekend. I'm still deciding it, but right now I'm going to say the 11th, but it will be Super Bowl weekend. It definitely will be before the Super Bowl. All right, everybody. I'm Darrell Owens. I'm over talking things here. We'll see you all next time.
Legacy Maker, the All Sports Network.
Welcome to the 101. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the